The story is submitted to Relationship Advice subreddit and was posted by the user Kramer95. I, 28M, caught my fiancé, 27F, cheating on me. We have 2 young kids. The holidays were great, at least for me. We had a good start to 2024. I went out with friends after a hockey tournament first weekend of John, 6th, and she went out last Friday, 12th, with colleagues, who she is starting to see as friends. She came home Saturday early morning, and it started off to be a good weekend with us and the kids, 2 and 5. I work mostly nights to accommodate childcares for the youngest and to take my oldest to school. Once she is home, I go to work on my scheduled days. I do a lot around the house for her and the kids. The oldest I have raised since he's 17 months. She has sole custody of him, and the other is biologically mine. Monday night, my life changed for the worse, so it seems. She had some sort of a snap and said she wasn't feeling happy anymore and needed time to figure out herself. Looking into a therapist and figuring out her thoughts, I was ready to give her the time and space she needed. Reached out to couples therapy as it was something she brought up during a more calm chat Monday night. Tuesday, she started new anxiety and depression medication, stating she has been having anxiety attacks at work, thinking about our relationship and how she feels while at work. This is all related to me once I ask her why she had left her engagement ring. She never took it off when she went to work. We have another conversation that night after how she feels and what the next steps are. At least I tried. It was like talking to a wall. We weren't getting anywhere. We have had communication problems in the past. Nothing ever this bad that warrants what is to come. We always seem to work though it and love again. Wednesday, she leaves the ring again. She states that wearing it is added pressure for her as she does not know what she wants. She does not want to wear it until she's figured herself out. We have another conversation that night. Seemed to go a little better, but again, she wasn't invested in the conversation. These are the conversations she's always wanted with me, opening up and addressing my feelings, yet it didn't seem like she was invested. Thursday rolls around and again, her ring is left at home. We don't talk for much of the day. However, I still have hope we can get through this. I've reached out to a couple therapists, looked at the benefits coverage. I am ready when she is to take this serious and break through this slump. That night, she doesn't give me much. She goes to bed early, shortly after the kids. Friday morning, I don't hear from her in the morning yet again, and her ring is back in the original box. I don't know what to think. I start off my morning with getting the kids ready, like any other morning. Once my oldest is at school, I come and open my computer to search the web and look deeply into if what is going on is normal. Suddenly, I see her messages come up one by one on my computer. She has been heavily sexting a coworker who I've questioned just recently. I have been cheated on in the past and have a hard time trusted, which I trusted her to this point. These texts were nothing like I've read before. I could not imagine this was her texting these things while I'm at home with the kids, and she was going through this hard time finding herself. I went deeper into reading every message. She said nothing they have been doing will affect her at life more than it is affected now. Turns out she had been blowing him on lunch break, going out for lunch together, and Thursday, they finally slept together. Now scheduling a night out for next weekend where I am off and will be home with the kids. My stomach was aching and I didn't know what to think. He is younger than her, does not look like a guy ready to care for her as well as 2 children, under the age of 6 with 2 different dads. I'm not sure what led her to this. When I approached the situation, she said he expressed his feelings for her at a lunch, and things escalated from there. When I tried to talk about it further, she had a hard time admitting what she'd done, and still has yet to apologize. She is saying this isn't the problem and it is the next steps with the kids while she deals with what she is going through. As well as we need to talk more about it. Even though I have been trying my best the past 3 days, she is claiming she did not think this through and went to bed early while I was at work, still trying to talk about everything. I've asked if she is ready to break this thing off with the guy, and she hasn't answered that. She wants to keep living together, sharing same bedroom. I just don't think I can get over this. We had everything we ever wanted and were set to get married in 8 months. Everything in me says to try and make it work with counseling. My closest friends and parents tell me to leave her and split assets and figure out custody. I can't imagine anything less than full-time and raising these kids like I have been. Am I crazy to think I can somehow make this work while she still works with the guy? Financially, I have a place to go. She does not. She stated before I claimed she was cheating that she didn't see anything serious with this guy, nor is he ready to deal with kids. She says we will talk about it today when I am home. I am torn what is best for me and the kids. I couldn't imagine being away from them. Has anyone dealt with similar situation? Am I crazy to stay for the kids and try to make her desire me again when she said she doesn't feel that passion with me? Clearly she did for this guy. How could I trust her with going out again when I'm not there, or going to work in the same building as this guy? Does this type of ever work out? She always told me she would leave before she cheated, and I crazy thinking she wouldn't but it happened. She is the love of my life. I am so torn and heartbroken. She is trying to spin it on me as I pushed her to feel this way. I never thought she would end up cheating on me. Reaching out to my fellow Redditors for some sort of advice. So, this guy 28M catches his fiancée 27F cheating, and they've got 2 little ones in the mix. I mean, seriously, who expects to find out their partner's been sexting a coworker, blowing him on lunch breaks, and all that jazz? First off, major kudos to this guy for trying to salvage the wreckage. He's ready to dive into therapy, sort out the mess, and keep the family together. But, come on, she's not even taking off her engagement ring anymore? Red flag alert. And those excuses about anxiety and depression meds, I don't know, it sounds a bit fishy. Now the big question, can he really make it work while she's still working with Mr. Lunch Break Lover? Financially, he's got an out. She doesn't. But is that enough reason to stick around? Honestly, my 2 cents, the trust is shattered and it sounds like she's not exactly owning up to her mistakes. Staying for the kids is noble, but can you really rebuild a relationship when the foundation is crumbling? Tough call. Interested to see how this talk goes down. Stay strong, OP. Now, let's get into the comments. User submission, Signals said, "It's still fresh and new for you. I'm sure she's been doing this for a while and didn't snap, but just hit it well from you. So it's going to take time to really put your thoughts together properly and come to terms with the fact that you've lost a relationship that you didn't think had any issues. Please don't make any decisions like entertaining the idea that you could make this work with her. She's cheated, obviously has more going on than you need to deal with, and made her own decisions. The relationship is over and you need to start making positive moves for yourself going forward. This is not your fault, so do not allow her to put that on you. It's not about desire. She's unhappy in life and trying to find anything to take her mind off that. It's not about really passion or love. It's something deeper that she's probably dealing with, and until she figures that out, she'll hop around to other men looking for it. I hope you're able to process this and know that you deserve better, so you can move on with someone that is ready to be in a committed relationship." User Fortune Where That Be Said, "Did not stay in a relationship just for the children. While the children are very young, they're going to pick up on the tension in the home, the animosity that's going to arise, the resentments, and any fights that you two end up having. Staying in a relationship just for the children causes the children more harm in the long run, so do not do that. If you can no longer trust her, if you can't believe anything that she says, or the fact that she is stonewalling you while she's out sexting and screwing a coworker, is not a good relationship for you either. If you don't have some kind of legal custody, child support arrangement already in place, I suggest you do that. And not a verbal agreement, but a written one. Get yourself a new place and get the hell out of that relationship and that home. Do not set yourself on fire to keep a cheating, hopefully soon-to-be ex-fiancé warm. It's not your problem if she can't support herself. She chose to step out on you. You don't need to take care of her in any way from this moment on. The only people that you're responsible for are yourself and your child. Not even her eldest child unless you have legal custody of that child or have adopted them." User Tayo said, "Man, you are in a suicidal mission. You're already on the hook for one child, and it could get worse. She has 2 kids from different fathers, and this is how she behaves, cheating and stringing you along. This is the type of person you want to marry. It will get worse. She's conditioning you to be resistant to humiliation and emotional abuse. This guy is just using her for easy intercourse and will eventually dump her. Knowing that she can treat you like a doormat, while you probably treat her like a queen, she'll find other men. You'll be lucky if one of these guys is dumb enough to take her from you. Don't give up the youth you still have on someone that abuses you." The comment section has been interesting, sharing really good advice. Before we move on to the next story, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy the video. Let's move on. This story is submitted to Relationship Advice subreddit, posted by ThrowRay27011. Someone recently sent my girlfriend F20 video proof that I, M20, cheated on her, but I didn't. So, this last Friday, out of nowhere, my girlfriend started asking me these questions of, "Do you have something to tell me?" So obviously I thought she was joking, cause she does those type of jokes just to mess with me. Turns out she wasn't joking, and after a long time of getting her to tell me what was happening, she told me. The title says it all. Someone, which I think is my ex, F22, sent my girlfriend a video of some random guy getting a fellatio from her, and told my girlfriend that she had something with me, and felt bad that it happened, so decided to tell her by sending the video. Obviously my girlfriend was mad as hell and started flipping me off. I tried to tell her that it wasn't me, but apparently she recognizes my dick from the video, so that's all the proof she needs. Guess my dick is pretty common. Just let me tell y'all, I'm not in that video. I've never been with someone else other than my girlfriend, and I would never think of being unfaithful to her. I just love her so much and wouldn't dare to do this to her, cause I know how much that would hurt. Also, we are not that intimate, not because we don't wanna, she just has a lot of anxiety about it, which I don't really mind not doing anything sexual. After all the back and forth of telling her it wasn't me and that it was my ex that was trying to get us to break up, she told me she needed some time to think things out and she wasn't feeling in the mood of talking with me, but that all the trust she had in me was gone. So she said goodnight and that was it. On Saturday, I tried to send her a video so she could compare my penis and the one showed in the video and see that they don't look the same. Also, not my face nor my voice appear on the video, but she doesn't want to see my penis. I should have thought it was unsensitive first. That's my bad, I was too impulsive. Then we went back and forth again and it didn't end in anything. Today, Sunday, I went ahead and did a list of things where enough proof that it wasn't me on the video. 1. Penis size is different. 2. Pubic hair different. Last year had a kickboxing fight so I had to shave to make weight, because I'm very hairy. I have a lot and the guy in the video doesn't have that much, but I pointed out my fight. And the shaving thing, just so she doesn't think I'm trying to make a quick excuse. And the fact that, that same night I had my fight. I went on a trip with my girlfriend's family and her. And that every day after that trip, I walked her home after uni. We live 2 hours from uni and we are there from 1 to 6 to 7. And then I went to my house, I did that every day. Still live with my parents BTU, so they wait for me to have dinner. And if I'm coming late, they call my girlfriend, live in a pretty bad neighborhood, so I could possibly make time to go see someone. 3. I train at uni every Saturday. And after that, I go to my girlfriend's or head back home. I always send her my location, just for safety reasons. 4. And on Sundays, I'm always at some family gathering or with my girlfriend's family having lunch. I thought it was pretty clear that I wasn't the one in the video after I explained everything to her, but she still thinks I cheated on her and doesn't trust me anymore. We've been through a lot together, but we were always pushing through the bullshit. So this thing happening kind of fucks me over a lot because I didn't even end in bad terms with my ex, just didn't talk anymore, and out of nowhere decided to fuck up my relationship. I know it's her cause. I recognize the name in the pictures and video my girlfriend sent me. My girlfriend has told me that she would be with me even if cheated on her, but I just don't want to do that to her. So, we are in this state in the relationship where we don't talk at all and get in arguments. I decided to wait just so she can calm down and think things right. But I just feel so anxious that I've been playing games and exercising all day. I'm sorry if my post isn't legible. English is not my first language, but I decided to post it here just so she couldn't find it, because she can't speak English. She didn't want anyone knowing about what happened, and even made me delete some messages I sent to one of my friends that knows my ex because I couldn't find any of her accounts on social media. Oh boy. This poor dude, M20, is in a serious mess. His ex, F22, apparently sent a video to his girlfriend, F20, claiming he cheated. And get this, she recognized his anatomy. Awkward, right? I've got to hand it to the guy. He's trying everything to prove his innocence. Sending comparison videos, listing out his alibi like it's a court case, different penis size, shaved for a fight, and a tight schedule with family gatherings and uni training. But his girlfriend's not buying it, and trust, it's gone out the window. He's stuck in this silent treatment situation, anxiously waiting for her to cool down. The ex just waltzed in, messed things up, and now they're in relationship limbo. Hang in there, buddy. Comments. User Symbolic Deathwish said, I mean, what I would do is look up the revenge porn laws in your country and depending on that, go to your ex with this evidence saying that if she doesn't start telling the truth, then you'll go to the police. Do all of this via text message so you have a record of what she says. You can say something along the lines of, look, I know this isn't me. You know this isn't me. But if you are saying that it's me, I'm going to go to the police and claim that you're sending around pornographic images of me without my consent and then sending them to my friends and family. Pretty sure she'll fess up quickly. I mean, unless she wants a police record, user IffyBiz said. Look, if she jumps to conclusions without allowing you to explain, then you are better off without her. Do this. Send an email to your ex. Tell her if she took an old video and sent it to your GF, you will sue her ass and have her thrown in jail for revenge porn. If it's someone else, you'll make it your life's mission to find out who it is and make sure he sues you and has you thrown in jail. Tell her if this was some stupid idea of trying to get you back. It backfired because instead you've made an enemy for life. As far as your GF, it's time to move on. Even if you can prove it wasn't you, the damage is done. Trust is critical in a relationship, and she doesn't have any. User PD Porkchops. So not only does she think you'll cheat, but she thinks you would cheat and let it be recorded. You're not going to convince her. That seed of doubt has been planted, and she clearly didn't fully trust you to begin with. I'd text the ex and tell her, congratulations, you couldn't just accept that we weren't going to work, so you had to lie and sabotage my relationship. Are you happy? Do you think this makes me want you back? If you're going to perpetuate this lie that that's me in the video, then I would say that gives me the right to go to the police for revenge porn, right? I mean, there was nothing I could say to prove to my girlfriend that wasn't me. So what can you say to prove it's not me when we're standing in front of a judge? So you have the chance to either come clean, or I'll be getting a lawyer and suing you. Let's have a story mood booster before ending the video. This story is submitted in malicious compliance subreddit posted by user complied maliciously 4. You're not allowed to leave, you have to testify as a witness. This just happened about an hour ago, but here's the backstory. It's a long one. About 2.5 years ago, my apartment was broken into during a camping trip. Some things were stolen, including multiple firearms. A 1.5 years ago, one of my firearms was found with some kids selling crack in a small city, right over the border of the next state. The plea deals fell through, and the girl the cops had initially mentioned was going to trial. I receive a letter in the mail telling me of the court date and location, but it is explicitly not a summons. Whatever. I want my gun back sooner than later, so I go. Both the prosecutor and the assistant prosecutor are out sick, one with COVID. They make us hang around for a while for no reason, and eventually I just leave. They didn't like that, but whatever. Being there was legally voluntary. I tell them they can mail me the new date and I'll deal with it then. 3 weeks go by, and here we are this morning. I get home from work and I check my mail. There are 2 letters, one for the first girl, and another's for a guy I know just as an accomplice from the updates about the girl. His trial is today and hers is tomorrow. I go to the courthouse 40 minutes away and let them know I'm here. Everything is fine. They bring in the jury pool and spend 2 hours getting down to 7 jurors. The trial starts and we're just patiently waiting. 4 cops and 1 other civilian victim witness. They tell us no worries, this will be super quick. They basically just need to ask if it's the firearm I reported stolen, and I'll be on my way. They call in all the cops who are getting paid this whole time. First, it's now 1 p.m. I've been up for 24 hours, on 3 hours of sleep the day before, after working a 12+ hour overnight shift. My entire body is cramping. I'm super uncomfortable. I'm exhausted. I last ate at 10 p.m. The assistant district attorney comes out and tells us they're taking an hour lunch break. I tell her I can't stay and I need to leave. She tells me I'm not allowed to. I already presented as a witness to the judge. I'd been summoned. I hadn't. They can charge me with this or that. One of the cops tells me they could detain me. The judge could order me after I point out I haven't been summoned, and again, this is voluntary. Basically, they try and strong-arm me when all I want to do is go home. I point out that this guy isn't even who I was told was found with my gun. The assistant DA starts explaining how, oh no, he totally was. I don't know who you heard that from. My local PD mentioned the girl by name originally, giving me all these details about the case, then re-emphasizing I really must stay, or I'll be charged with a crime. Don't worry though, we'll get you in right away, so you can leave soon. Soon being in more than an hour minimum. Here's the thing. The judge issued a sequester order first thing in the morning before jury selection. I say fine and wait. Here comes the single greatest act of malicious compliance I've ever committed in my life. All the attorneys come in, all the jury comes in. The judge makes me swear to tell the truth. I do. As soon as I finish, I blurt out the prosecutor broke the sequester and was telling me about the case during the break. Stop. Everyone except the lawyers out, including me. Eventually, they bring just me back in. The judge again makes me swear to tell the truth, confirms I understand what's happening, tells me the importance of a fair trial, maybe don't witness tamper then, and explains that witnesses are never to volunteer information and are to only answer the questions. You've been summoned and it's a legal obligation. I let him finish and mention that I have never been summoned. He says, then I'm ordering you, understood? Yes. Everyone comes back in. We all take our oaths again. The prosecutor that was threatening me starts asking questions. Here's the thing. I swore to tell the truth. I never agreed to tell it in a way that makes her life easier. She asked me some basic questions. Name, age, what I do for work, etc. Then she gets into the actual questions. Do I own weapons? Did I report any stolen around this date? Did I own one of this model? Did I report this model stolen, etc.? Is this your gun? It certainly looks like it. Did the XXX police contact you when it was recovered? No. Who did? YYYYI Police Department, my local PD. Did they give you any details regarding how it was recovered? They said it was allegedly used in a crime by girls named Defense Objects, and the judge strikes that from testimony. By now, the DA is realizing that she's giving me too much leeway and starts asking for yes or no answers. Eventually asks if I'd recognize the serial number. If I saw it, I tell her no. And that roughly sums up my questions from her. Then it's the defendant's turn, and it goes exactly as you would expect by now. I answered truthfully, but in favorable wording. You said it looks like your gun, but you can't confirm? I'd need to compare the serial number against the police report or the gun shop which still has it on record. Do you know who stole your firearm? No. Do you recognize Ziz? No. She asked a few more plausible deniability questions, and then I was free to go. I can't wait to be back tomorrow for the girls' trial. I'll probably be much less malicious, but I know the DA will be nervous when she sees me. Court is officially over, so the sequester order is no longer in effect. Good times. And don't worry. If I botched her case in this regard, that kid had more than enough charges. He should have taken the plea deal. As we finish this Reddit story, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing for more interesting Reddit tales. Your support is greatly appreciated, and I look forward to having you in the next video.